Okay, Slap Recon here, and I am Slap Recon from Slapping Strange Productions. Oh, I got stuck on the wire. And anyway, the reason we're here today or tonight, actually, we're going to talk about Explain Strange podcast. And what I'm doing is, I'm doing it on the Slap Recon because Slap Recon I'm more focusing on that right now, and I got set up. I'm more set up for that to do stuff, on that platform versus the Explain Strange podcast. Some of y'all who have been watching Explain Strange podcast do know that we had some changes that had gone on. We have, okay, Taylor. We have some, someone had to leave us, and it just happens. We can't expect everybody to stay forever. It's not like we pay anybody. I mean, we kind of just hog tie you and get you in the door and try to throw you in front of the camera and let's just see what you got. But other than that, we brought in another one, Tony Taylor, which is good. I had mentioned that before. Tony Taylor is a real good worker. We haven't really put him on camera to really test him out yet, but he has been on camera, so we're good with that. He's in good hands with Taylor. Taylor Nicole, who she's been with me also. And so what we're trying to do is we're going to get a co-host to come in. Now, the reason I'm shooting this video now, and I'm sure there's not going to be 150 people watching, but I know that there's a few of you because y'all are already messaging me, and I couldn't get back with y'all, and I'm sorry for that. I'm not going to call your names, but y'all know who you are, the ones that were just messaging me, and I was trying to set up for the podcast. Because sometimes these things take a little, there's a little hiccups in and out, so I had to make sure I got that. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this podcast, or this video and podcast tonight, is I want to let people know because I'm getting I've had a lot of inquiries. Now, the staff, Tony and, I have to say it the other way, I'm sorry, Taylor and Tony, they've kind of, I told everybody just to take the break off for the last couple of weeks for December. And the reason was we all had things going on. I know I did. They had things going on. I mean, personal is personal. Christmas is kind of the worst time to try to get together and do something like this when you got family. So it was one of those deals. So everybody was just, we were trying to mix and mingle and get which ingredients go into the mixing bowl to create the cake, and it just wasn't going to happen. So I just, just right away just said, what, stop, everybody. Let's just, let's do Christmas. Everybody do your Christmas, enjoy it and everything. And we're actually going to meet right after the first of the year. And because we haven't had a meeting in it's been over a month. But we are going to have a meeting, and a meeting of the minds, whatever mind I got left, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can discuss some new things that are coming, and we'll have a live podcast, and that'll be on the ESP, and it'll also be on Riverside, I believe it is, or I may be changing that platform. I'm really considering. Hi, Gloria. I'm really considering changing that platform, but we're going to discuss that in the meeting. So here, since been having so many different people wanting to know what does it entail to become a podcast co-host, or what we need or what we're expecting out of that, I'm going to go ahead and just give a rundown on that. But the other thing is this: we're looking for guests. We wanted to line up our 2025. We got a lot of people, a lot lined up for January already, but I'll know all those in the meeting. So in the meeting, we'll be working on that, and then we'll be posting what dates are coming, who's going to be on certain dates for January. So the podcast, Taylor and Tony will be doing that side of it. Slap Recon is hitting the streets. I'm hitting the streets on Saturday. A lot of people that do recognize Slap Recon, thank you very much for recognizing me. I mean, sometimes you guys catch me without even wearing one of my shirts, one of the 3 shirts that I wear, and I appreciate that. And I know I was asked not too long ago about if you catch me, do I still carry shirts and pass them out? On the Slap Recon, I know that was kind of a thing that I did, and I've passed out a lot of shirts, and a lot of you do have my shirts for that reason, but you got to catch me in the field. And I understand, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that this year because right now I'm trying to concentrate on picking myself back up for that, because I had a setback about 3 to 4 months ago, I think it was. And so I've been kind of like All right, so these are some of this is some of what we're looking for in a podcast co-host. Okay, from this day on. And what's going to happen is most likely Taylor, Nicole, and Taylor and Tony will get together, and then after I pass it on to them, and I'll give them my opinions and everything, and then we're going to go ahead and they'll work on deciding who's going to contact who. Or if it's going to be it's going to be a video podcast. They're going to decide who is going to be contacted. Let me get that right, because I'm trying to get these words right. So once they decide who's going to be contacted, you'll go to the next step, and then on the next step is you'll do a video interview. So what we're looking up is, first of all, main thing, somebody who wants to have fun. I mean, again, we don't really pay, but there's a lot of rewards in this, and you'll find that out later, how rewarding this field can be, or this actual, process can be, or doing this podcast can be, because it's a lot of fun when you interact with people, and then when you test yourself by going out asking these questions and getting in front of this little bitty camera right here, or the one on your laptop, or the one on your phone, whichever one you use. You can use a laptop or a phone, it doesn't matter. And you find out that you'll be surprised what you have in you. You may have a little more in you that you just didn't know you had. That's kind of like what happened to me. I mean, we're human just like you are, and then we're actually y'all are gonna be y'all interview humans. I think they're human, supposed to be human, but most of them some of them are questionable. So you'll be interviewing them, and so we do it stress-free, and the job is you'll be coming in at first, and you'll be assisting in scheduling. So you'll work with either Tony or Taylor, or both, and y'all will decide on a guest. They'll talk to a guest. Y'all will discuss the guest. You'll give your insight, your opinions, and whatnot. Some of you may already have experience in this, so you already know this. And I'm only saying this for people who don't really have the experience, and they just have that, I think I can be a podcaster, or I wish I was a podcaster, or man, I've been thinking about being a podcaster, but man, I don't want to spend all the money, and because there's a lot of money there is money to be spent in this stuff. I mean, because you got to get the subscriptions and whatnot for the monthly fees for your editor to edit them, and the actual site to go ahead and run your podcast. All that costs money. So it took me a little bit, plus the equipment and everything that you buy to get this thing started. But with this, you don't need you really don't need to worry about that, because I take care of most of it, except for you just have to have your phone or do it on a laptop. Laptop's easier for me. I'm not the phone guy, so I don't like messing with my phone. I know Taylor, she does it on her phone, and she gets by with no problem. She can run stuff better than I can sometimes. A lot of times I have to just shoot it her way. So if you're one of them people that thought about doing it, wanted to do it, and then you just said to yourself, hey, I think I'm going to give it a shot. We're here to give you that shot, and then that's probably why we don't pay. But go ahead and, get with us, leave a message, at the end of this podcast, or during the podcast, or this thing I think we'll be playing for the next couple of days, and I'm going to pull it. After them 2 days, whoever pulls it or gives us their contact information, those are the ones we're going to be contacting, plus the ones that are already on there, that I already have. So that's basically what it is. No arguments, none of that. You're just going to help somebody. Help them get everything, the guests and everything set up. And don't be camera shy, because eventually you will be in front of the camera. That's just the way the way we do it. Everybody has a shot to go in front of the camera. You will be with an assistant. You will be assisting in the podcast, put it that way. But there may be down the line, there most likely will be a time where you'll have to run a podcast on your own. So again, we'll show you how everything. Don't let none of this scare you off, okay? Because there's nothing scary about it. I know that when I first came into this and started doing it, I just kind of didn't really know, and I was kind of YouTubing and stuff and trying to figure out, which is, how do you do this, because I really didn't know how to do that. I didn't know anything about this. I was so dumbfounded, it's unbelievable. You wouldn't know. Right, Ricio, where are they? They're all around us, David Ricio. They're all around us. He's just asking about the aliens, So he's one of those that probably prays to the aliens. So anyway, You will also, like I said, you'll be on the podcast yourself. And right now, I do have a great team. Like I said, I just need someone else to be a part of the team. And we're gonna work on doing some other stuff. So I got a lot of things going. Right, I mean, working or ready to start working on, but we just wanted to freeze everything until we wanted to wait until we did the Christmas was over and get to start. It was just best to go ahead and start for the new year, or at least I thought it would. I thought it would be better for everybody. Let everybody celebrate with family and do whatever. But January, we're hitting the ground running. I'm hitting the ground running on Slap Recon because I'm going straight out, and I expect Taylor and Tony to hit the ground running also. So Taylor's already got some lined up. She's just waiting and waiting and waiting. So we really need to get a co-host in here to go ahead and get on with that. Help out. Just be willing to learn. And if you already have experience and you know all this, because I know that I've got one of y'all, I think, that already said you had a little experience in it. That's okay, because we had Melanie had come in from Under the Moon podcast, and she had her own podcast going, and she came in because I needed her help, and that's where this all started, because I needed someone to step in for me, and she did a good job doing that. She came in, and then Taylor came in, and then that's when they were controlling the whole deal by themselves, and which they did a good job, because I was just unavailable at that time. So then she had to go back to her podcast. So now we brought Tony in, but Tony barely getting in and got too close to the holidays. So we got a lot to do, a lot of work to do. I mean a lot of work. We're going to do some shirts and everything. New shirts are going to come out. We're trying to decide on a new logo for that. I hate you, Riso. So we're trying to come out with another T-shirt logo for Explain Strange Podcast. But I think I might just keep the same logo, because everybody who I've mentioned it to has told me the same thing, said that they like the old logo. But I think I'm going to I have the logo I got for Explain Strange Podcast. I'm sure y'all have seen it. It says New Blood on it, and that's when I brought the two girls in there. But now we got Tony in that, and then whoever else comes in, that's the New Blood. So I'll always be the originator as the Explain Strange Podcast, but the New Blood is the takeoff for them. But we're not sure on that yet. Okay, so we're still working on that. So depending on your experience and how much you've been in front of a camera and how much you know about doing any of this stuff, editing, you don't really need to worry about the editing. I do that. They shoot the shows. They do whatever they got to do on their shows, and then they put it on our link for the Riverside. That's what we use, Riverside FM, and they put it on Riverside FM. They record it on that. They go into a studio and they do everything. So we'll teach you everything about that. If some of you who don't have experience doing that, so whoever gets picked, we may just pick somebody else to come part time too. Sometimes we just need everybody has things to do, and it doesn't matter getting other people in. Now, be advised, it doesn't matter where you live, part of town or part of America or wherever you're at. Taylor's in North Carolina, and I am in Texas, and Tony's in Texas. But however, Melanie, when she was on here, she was Ohio. I hope I'm getting these states right, because I've been talking to a lot of people, messaging a lot of people, and everybody's throwing these different states at me. So it doesn't matter where you're from. If you are from New York, that doesn't bother anybody. Michigan and whatnot. So it's still going to go through. And now, let me talk about the guests. As far as guests, I know that some people ask me about the guests. Okay. Now, here's what we're looking for in a guest. It's not what we're looking for in a guest. It's what we're looking for in a podcast, if that makes sense. So it's a topic. Topics are what we're looking for. We're more interested in the topics versus the guests themselves. So let's say, if I just mention categories, let's go with the categories: paranormal, witches, UFOs, UAPs, Bigfoot, anything like that. And if you have experience in any of these, or you have experienced something, witnessed ghost activities, or maybe have it on file or whatever, but you witnessed it or whatever, you have a story to tell, we don't mind talking to you and putting you on there. And then also ghost teams or paranormal teams or ghost hunting teams, however y'all like to be, announced. But we're looking for those, that you might want to come out and discuss what y'all do, what your team's all about, an event y'all are having. We're going to focus a lot on events. So a lot of the paranormal events that go on around America, we're gonna be really focusing on them. So any of you guys that have paranormal events and that y'all throw and y'all post, y'all are trying to post on your site, well, give it to us. Come talk to it on our channel, on our podcast, and we'll be more than happy to highlight it, because that's what it's all about. We're just trying to spread the word. That's what a podcast really is. A podcast, to me, and I'm gonna say to me because everybody might have their own, definition of it or whatnot. But to me, a podcast more or less is for podcasters to come out and show everybody or highlight other people and who they are, what they have, what they know, what their knowledge is, what their specialty is, and whatnot. That's what I came in this for. And if I can help somebody push an event, let's say, or whatever, or push their team, well, that's what I want to do. So that's how how we work it. So that's how Slap Recon. That's how Slap works it for that. So we're gonna stick with that. Do it that way. And now, so anybody who wants to be a guest or has anything that they want to talk about on the podcast, feel free to come out. Let us know. We'll let you speak. Talk to one of the team members. One of them will interview you, and we'll decide, which one is better, when to put you on, and try to get a date for you. I'm not going to say which one's better. I don't mean y'all on that. I mean, like on the guests, what's a good time to put y'all. In other words, schedule you. So with that being said, that's 20 minutes. I was trying to get 30. Don't know if I'm going to make that. We'll give it a shot. But and so again, co-host, we do need one for sure. We're also, the reason I'm asking for the co-host for several of y'all, because I have an idea that I might be using some, like I said, part-time. Somebody might be able to be used part-time, depending on your skill and ability in that field. Okay, so don't hesitate to come on here and say you want to try out. So it's nothing, because some people might want to say that they just don't have the time for it. They want to do it, but I can only do it on so and so days. Maybe you can. Maybe that's what the deal is. But if you just want to have some fun and get into this and let people know what you're talking about and see your face on YouTube and everything, because we post everything on YouTube, and then we also do Spotify. So just let us know. We're here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. That's going to shut me down. So anybody, and don't forget, Slap Recon's getting ready to go out. We're moving out again. We're jumping out. We're hitting the streets. We're going to hit Saturday, maybe Friday, but I'm sure on Saturday. I've been getting people letting me know on that too, where to go. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm getting all that information down. The restaurants y'all want me to try to stop by. And for you restaurateurs in the Pasadena, Meadowbrook area, southeast side of Texas, Houston, I've already hit a lot of you guys. I got a lot of the restaurants that I've hit. But yeah, no problem there. We'll work on that too. So just let us know where you're at, what restaurant you're at, and then we don't charge for it. We just come out, and do a video on you. We highlight you on Slap Recon's YouTube. Okay, so we can do that too. All right, I think that's going to do an end for me, and I thank everybody who watched. I thank you guys for commenting, and those of you who are watching this on the later and didn't catch the live stream, remember, Slap Recon ESP. It's all part of Slap and Strange production, and we would like for you to be a co-host on our podcast for ESP, Explaining Strange Podcast. So if you're interested, send me a message. Just no problem. Send me a message. I will get back with you. Not immediate, because I'm usually doing other stuff, but just send me a message. And thank you very much for following both of us, Slap Recon and Explaining Strange Podcast. And please, we really would love for you guys to just watch the whole year of 2025. Just really do what you can to support us. Just do whatever you can, because it takes a lot of work on both sides of this fence, okay, for us to do this. So please support, and by supporting I'm saying hit that likes button at the bottom when you see it on the YouTube channel, when you see a video on YouTube, and then hit the subscribe. So like and subscribe. So with that, ESP will hope to see you in the podcast, and Slap Recon is going to wait. And all right, and wait a minute, let's go and get out of here, or what, Riso? Where are we going? We're Army buddies, I tell you. So anyway, all right, guys, that's going to do it. You guys have a good one. And as I always say, you know what's coming next, right? Slap is out.